Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs hesitate, like they weren't quite ready to support you? Or maybe you've noticed that simple activities, like walking across the room, climbing stairs, or even standing still, feel just a little harder than they used to. If you've caught yourself wobbling unexpectedly, or if your legs have started cramping at night with no clear reason, you're not alone. For many Vietnamese people over 50, these signs aren't just a normal part of aging. They're your body quietly asking for help. What if the problem isn't age, but something much simpler and easier to fix? You see, as we grow older, the strength in our legs isn't just about muscles or joints. It's often deeply tied to tiny nutrients working behind the scenes. Vitamins, minerals, electrolytes. When even one of these is missing, your legs can start to feel tired, unstable, or painful. And yet, most people never think to check for these silent deficiencies. They blame their weakening steps on getting old, when in fact, the solution could be as simple as adjusting what's on your plate or in your supplement bottle. In this video, I want to share something that could change how you move through life. The top 7 essential vitamins that can restore strength, reduce cramps, and bring back confidence in every step. These aren't miracle pills. They're nutrients your body already needs, but may not be getting enough of, especially as you age. From vitamin D that powers fast-twitch muscle fibers and sharpens your reflexes, to magnesium that eases cramps and keeps your muscles coordinated, each of these nutrients plays a role in how stable and strong your legs feel. I'll guide you through not only what these vitamins are, but how to know if you're lacking them, what signs your body is already giving you, and the best natural ways to get them, whether through food or supplements. We'll also talk about real-life situations. Why do some people feel exhausted after walking just a few steps? Why do others wake up with painful spasms in their calves at night? Why do your knees feel stiff after sitting too long? And how can small adjustments today help you avoid falls, injuries, or worse in the future? These are questions I've heard again and again, from elderly patients in Ho Chi Minh City to family members in Da Nang who thought their declining leg strength was just part of aging. The truth is more empowering. With the right nutrients, many of these problems can be improved, often within just weeks. And it's not just about avoiding discomfort. Strong legs mean independence. They mean you can take your morning walk around the lake. You can carry groceries up the stairs. You can chase after your grandkids, travel to see loved ones, or simply enjoy a full day without worrying about your balance. That's why this video is for anyone over 50 who still wants to live fully, walk confidently, and move without fear. Because even though our bodies change with age, the way we care for them can determine how we experience the years ahead. If you've been told it's just aging when you complained of cramps, weakness, or leg heaviness, please don't accept that answer just yet. There may be something deeper at play, and something very real you can do about it. Throughout this journey, we'll explore how each vitamin supports not only your muscles and bones, but your nerves, joints, and blood flow. We'll break down the symptoms to watch out for, the risks of long-term deficiency, and how common foods like sweet potatoes, spinach, sardines, and even egg yolks can make a powerful difference. We'll also separate fact from fiction, because many seniors take supplements that either don't work, aren't absorbed properly, or worse, may even cause harm if used incorrectly. This isn't just about giving you information. It's about giving you clarity, confidence, control. So if you're tired of your legs holding you back, if you've had one too many sleepless nights because of cramps, or if you've started to feel uncertain every time you stand up, this video is for you. You'll discover how vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, B12, and B6 each play unique but interconnected roles in keeping your legs stable, energized, and pain-free. These are the building blocks of healthy aging, especially for Vietnamese adults who may face extra challenges due to traditional diets, limited sun exposure, or medication side effects. And perhaps most importantly, we'll talk about prevention. Because leg problems often begin subtly, a small cramp here, a little stiffness there, but over time, they can grow into serious mobility issues. But with the right knowledge, you don't have to wait for the problem to grow. You can act now. You can rebuild. You can feel strong again. So grab a warm cup of tea, find a comfortable seat, and stay with me through the next few chapters. You might just find that the key to walking without fear isn't found in a hospital or clinic, but right in your kitchen or medicine cabinet. And if you stay until the end, I'll also share a simple checklist you can start using today to ensure your legs are getting the daily nutrients they need. Because taking care of your legs is really about taking care of your freedom, your independence, your peace of mind. Let's begin. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why do my legs feel weaker even though I still eat healthy meals? You're not imagining things. Many older adults, especially in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, begin to notice subtle changes. Slower steps, heavier legs, shakier balance. You may still enjoy your morning bowl of rice or a nourishing Canrao engot, yet feel that something is slipping, something deeper than what food alone seems to fix. It can be frustrating. You think you're doing everything right, eating vegetables, moving around the house, maybe even going for walks, but your legs still feel tired, unstable, or cramp without warning. You're not alone. And the surprising truth? It's often not about how much you eat, but what you absorb, and more importantly, what your body may be quietly missing. You see, as we age, our digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing key nutrients, especially those that support muscles, nerves, and bones. Even if you're eating what you've always eaten, your body may not be absorbing what it once did. For example, vitamin D synthesis in the skin drops sharply after age 60. Stomach acid, essential for absorbing vitamin B12, often decreases in older adults. Medications like antacids, blood pressure pills, or even diabetes medications like metformin can further block nutrient absorption. And without these key nutrients, your body, especially your legs, begins to show signs: fatigue after simple tasks, nighttime cramps, aching joints, or that scary moment when your leg suddenly gives way. In Vietnam, where traditional diets are rich in greens, rice, and fresh herbs, we often assume that we are getting all the nutrients we need. But let me gently tell you this: many of the vitamins most crucial to leg strength and balance are either missing from daily meals or present in forms that aren't well absorbed. For instance, we love rau mung and siazan, but they don't provide enough bioavailable calcium or magnesium for aging bodies. Fish sauce and salt-heavy broths may actually deplete potassium, a mineral critical for muscle contraction. And unless you're getting early morning sun regularly, which is rare for many city-dwelling seniors, you're likely low in vitamin D. I remember one patient in her early 60s, a kind woman from A with Grave LT, who came to me complaining that her legs felt like wood every morning. She ate clean, cooked all her meals at home, and never skipped vegetables. But after a few simple tests, we found she was low in 3 critical vitamins: D, B12, and magnesium. With a few changes, a morning walk without sunscreen, a simple supplement routine, and 1 boiled egg a day, she told me after a month, "Doctor, I don't need to sit down every few minutes anymore." Her voice trembled, not from weakness, but from joy. So why do legs weaken even when we eat well? Because age changes how the body handles nutrients. It changes how blood circulates, how nerves fire, how calcium is absorbed, and how fast-twitch muscle fibers respond. These are the small systems that give your legs agility, confidence, and strength. When 1 or 2 nutrients fall out of balance, the effects can be dramatic and often misdiagnosed as just old age. This is especially true for issues like nighttime leg cramps, foot numbness, or trembling knees after standing. They're not just discomforts, they're signals. Your body is asking for help, and that help starts with restoring the right nutrients. Vitamin D helps your legs respond quickly. Magnesium calms overactive nerves and reduces spasms. Potassium supports electrical signals in your muscles. Calcium builds bone resilience. And B-complex vitamins protect the nerves that control your legs' movements. Many seniors in Vietnam don't realize how common these deficiencies are. According to global studies, more than 60% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. Nearly 1 in 5 has low vitamin B12. And despite our love for vegetables, many traditional meals don't meet the daily requirements for magnesium or potassium, especially with modern lifestyles and medications in the mix. Here's another insight: Weakness doesn't arrive all at once. It comes in small, subtle ways. First, you feel tired walking to the store. Then you hesitate before going upstairs. Then, perhaps after a rainy week with little movement, your knees start to feel hollow, your balance unsteady. These aren't just accidents of aging. They are results of missing building blocks. And that's the good news. Just as a house can be repaired brick by brick, your legs can regain strength, step by step, with the right nutritional foundation. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need expensive supplements or fancy diets. Often, it starts with awareness, noticing what your legs are telling you, and responding with care. In the next sections of this video, we'll walk together through 7 essential vitamins and minerals that can help bring your legs back to life. We'll look at what each one does, how to know if you're deficient, what to eat, and when you might need supplements. You'll learn not just the names of these nutrients, but how they actually work inside your muscles, bones, and nerves to keep you stable, strong, and confident. Remember, this isn't about reversing time. It's about restoring vitality, about walking into your later years with steady steps and a peaceful heart. So if you've been feeling that your legs aren't quite what they used to be, even if you're still eating healthy, keep listening. The journey ahead might just change how you walk through life. Let me share with you something that surprises many of my patients. When they come in worried about their balance, telling me they've nearly fallen while getting out of bed, or that they now need to grab walls for support when walking through the house, I always ask them about one particular nutrient. Not calcium, not protein, not even iron. I ask about vitamin D. Most people only think of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin that keeps bones strong, but that's only part of the story. For those of us over 60, vitamin D becomes something much more critical. It's the silent guardian of your leg muscles, your reflexes, and your ability to stay upright and confident with every step you take. Here's why. Inside your body, vitamin D is deeply involved in a process called neuromuscular coordination. That's the system that tells your muscles when to contract, how fast to react, and how to work in harmony with your nerves. Without enough vitamin D, those signals become sluggish. Your reflexes slow down. Your balance starts to wobble, especially when turning quickly or stepping off a curb. I once saw an older gentleman in his early 70s who had started to avoid leaving his house. He told me, "Doctor, I'm afraid I'll fall in front of people." His legs felt fine when sitting, but the moment he stood, he lost confidence. We checked his vitamin D levels. They were dangerously low. After 2 months of gentle sun exposure and daily D3 supplementation, his posture changed. His eyes looked brighter. "I walked to the market again," he said with a quiet smile. This isn't an isolated story. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors with adequate vitamin D levels had significantly better muscle strength, sharper reflexes, and up to 30% fewer falls. And the reason lies in what vitamin D does for your fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones that react instantly to help you regain balance when you stumble. These fibers are your body's natural fall prevention system, and without vitamin D, they weaken silently. But how do you know if you're low on vitamin D? The signs often show up before blood tests do. Lingering fatigue, leg cramps at night, aching hips, poor sleep, frequent colds, or feeling unusually unsteady. These could all be quiet symptoms. Unfortunately, many seniors in Vietnam are at high risk. Why? Because we often avoid direct sunlight. We wear long sleeves, wide hats, or stay indoors most of the day. And the older we get, the less efficient our skin becomes at producing vitamin D from sunlight, even if we are outside. Add to that the fact that few traditional Vietnamese foods are rich in vitamin D, and it's no wonder so many of us fall into deficiency without realizing it. So what can you do? The solution is simple and gentle. Start with early morning sun exposure, around 15 to 30 minutes between 6:30 and 8:30 a.m., with sleeves rolled up and face uncovered. Just enough to warm your skin, not burn it. This alone can help your body naturally produce vitamin D3. But if you live in a city like Hanoi or Saigon where tall buildings block the sun, or during rainy seasons, you'll need to rely more on food and supplements. Good food sources include fatty fish like salmon and sardines, egg yolks, sun-dried mushrooms, and fortified milk. These foods don't just bring in vitamin D, they also come with healthy fats and proteins that improve absorption. For many older adults, however, food alone isn't enough. That's when supplements become helpful. Most seniors benefit from 800 to 1000 IU of vitamin D3 per day. If you've had a blood test confirming deficiency, your doctor may recommend a higher temporary dose, such as 2000 IU daily for a few weeks. Just make sure it's D3, not D2, as it's better absorbed and more effective in older adults. Now let me make one thing very clear. Vitamin D doesn't work alone. It's like a conductor in an orchestra. On its own, it makes some impact. But when paired with the right nutrients, it creates harmony. It helps your body absorb calcium better. It works hand in hand with vitamin K2 to make sure that calcium goes to your bones, not your arteries. Without enough vitamin D, taking calcium can even be harmful, increasing the risk of kidney stones or arterial calcification. That's why we never look at nutrients in isolation. Your bones, muscles, and nerves work together, and so do the vitamins that support them. One more thing. Many people assume they need to get vitamin D checked every month. That's not necessary. A simple blood test every 6 to 12 months, especially if you're over 60, is enough to keep track of your levels. And don't worry, it's not an expensive test, and many clinics now include it in routine senior health checks. So to my dear viewer, if you've noticed that your legs feel unstable, or that you've started avoiding stairs, or that you hesitate before standing, it may be your body's gentle way of saying, I need more vitamin D. And thankfully, the solution doesn't require any fancy treatments. It starts with something as simple as a bit of sunshine in the morning, a salmon lunch, or a conversation with your doctor about safe supplementation. Your ability to walk confidently doesn't depend on youth. It depends on support. And vitamin D is one of the most powerful forms of that support you can give your body. In the next part, we'll look at a nutrient everyone's heard of, calcium. But what most people don't realize is that calcium's real job in your legs goes far beyond just bones. When most people hear the word calcium, they think of bones, and rightly so. Calcium is one of the foundational minerals that keep your skeleton strong, especially as you age. But if you think that calcium's only job is to build dense bones, you're missing the bigger picture. For those of us over 60, calcium isn't just about avoiding fractures. It's also one of the most important elements in keeping your legs active, responsive, and balanced with every single step you take. Let's start with something simple. Every time you take a step, rise from a chair, or shift your weight, your muscles and nerves must work together in perfect coordination. To do that, they rely on calcium, not just in your bones, but circulating in your blood. You see, calcium is the messenger that allows your nerves to talk to your muscles. Without it, your brain may send the signal, but the muscle won't contract properly. That's why, when your calcium levels are low, even slightly, you may start to feel muscle fatigue, cramps, or that strange lag in movement when standing up. One woman I met in her late 60s told me, "Doctor, it's like my legs are thinking about moving, but they haven't decided yet." In Vietnam, many seniors believe that drinking milk or eating yogurt occasionally is enough to maintain calcium levels. But here's where it gets tricky. Calcium absorption decreases with age. Your body becomes less efficient at extracting it from food, and if you're not pairing it with vitamin D, much of the calcium you consume may go to waste, or worse, build up in the wrong places like arteries or kidneys. Let's break it down further. Your bones act like a savings account for calcium. But as you get older, especially after menopause for women or age 65 for men, you begin to withdraw calcium faster than your body can deposit it. This imbalance can lead to osteoporosis, a silent condition where bones become porous and fragile. But here's the twist. The early signs of calcium deficiency aren't broken bones. They're shaky legs, difficulty standing for long periods, knee pain when walking, or that dreaded sinking feeling when trying to climb stairs. These signs are often blamed on arthritis or aging, but in many cases, they're your body whispering, "I need more support." So how can you protect your legs with calcium the right way? First, focus on food. While dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese are good sources. Not everyone tolerates them well. Thankfully, many traditional Vietnamese foods also offer calcium, if you know where to look. Tofu, especially if made with calcium salts, is an excellent source. Small fish eaten with bones, such as CACM or canned sardines, are calcium powerhouses. Dark leafy greens like siazon, kale, siathea, bok choy, and UBP, okra, provide smaller but steady amounts. Even almonds, sesame seeds, and calcium-fortified soy milk can help fill the gap. But here's the golden rule: food first, supplements second. Why? Because calcium from food is absorbed more gently and is less likely to cause problems like constipation or kidney stones. Supplements may be necessary, especially if you've been diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis, but they should always be used with care. Too much calcium, particularly when taken without balancing nutrients like vitamin D and vitamin K2, can end up in your arteries, increasing the risk of heart disease. That's where balance becomes essential. If you're taking calcium supplements, they should ideally include magnesium and vitamin D3. And if your diet lacks fermented foods like natto or aged cheeses, sources of vitamin K2, you may need to consider how to bring those into your routine or talk to your doctor about safe supplementation. These three nutrients, calcium, D3, and K2, form a trio that ensures calcium strengthens your bones rather than harming your circulation. Now let's talk about dosage. For most adults over 50, the recommended daily intake is around 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium. This includes both food and supplements. You don't need to hit that number exactly every day, but you should aim for a consistent intake throughout the week. And always spread your intake across meals. Your body can't absorb large amounts of calcium all at once. A glass of soy milk in the morning, a few pieces of tofu at lunch, and some CACM or CINGT in the evening. That's a gentle, effective way to meet your needs. One critical factor often overlooked is movement. Calcium can't build strong bones on its own. It needs resistance and weight-bearing activity to signal the body, hey, we need to strengthen this area. Gentle walks, climbing stairs, Tai Chi, or even lifting grocery bags can trigger this process. I've seen patients with borderline bone density improve simply by adding short daily walks and stretching routines. One grandfather told me, "Doctor, I walk laps around my garden now while talking to my plants, and my legs don't shake anymore." If you're unsure whether your calcium levels are sufficient, ask your doctor for a bone density scan, known as a DEXA scan. It's a painless test that can show whether your bones are holding strong or if they're beginning to thin. If you've already experienced a minor fracture or have family members who have, this test becomes even more important. Lastly, be alert to subtle signs of deficiency: frequent leg cramps, brittle nails, weak grip strength, numbness in the feet, or even disturbed sleep. These may not seem related to calcium, but the body is deeply interconnected, and these whispers can turn into shouts if left unaddressed. Dear friend, your ability to walk steadily, to carry a grandchild, to squat in the garden, none of these should be lost to time alone. Calcium is more than just bone food. It's the quiet strength behind every stable step, every confident rise, every safe landing. In the next part, we'll look at a mineral you might not think about often, but one that holds surprising power when it comes to eliminating painful cramps and restless legs. That mineral is magnesium, and what it can do for your nightly comfort might surprise you. Let's talk about one of the most frustrating experiences many of my older patients face: the sudden, sharp pain of a nighttime leg cramp. You're resting, maybe even drifting into a peaceful sleep, when suddenly your calf tightens like a knot. The pain is intense, unforgiving, and comes out of nowhere. You bolt upright, rubbing your leg, trying to stretch, but the cramp grips harder. It lasts seconds, but feels like forever. The next morning, your leg still aches, and you wonder, is this just old age? The answer, in many cases, is no. It may be your body's desperate call for magnesium, a mineral often forgotten, but absolutely essential for leg health, muscle control, and restful sleep. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body, but for those over 60, One of its most important roles is regulating the way muscles and nerves communicate. Think of it as a moderator. When your brain sends a signal to your leg to move or relax, magnesium ensures the signal is clean, precise, and calm. Without enough magnesium, those messages become erratic. Muscles contract too strongly or don't relax fully. That's when cramps, twitching, or even restless legs can take over, especially at night when your muscles are recovering from the day. One of my patients, a retired school teacher in her early 70s, told me she used to dread going to sleep. It was like every night, my legs betrayed me, she said. We reviewed her diet: lots of rice, some greens, very little nuts or beans. She also took diuretics for high blood pressure, which further depleted her magnesium. After gently introducing magnesium-rich foods and a small supplement, her cramps disappeared within 2 weeks. "Doctor," she said, "I finally sleep like I used to 20 years ago." Magnesium deficiency is extremely common, yet often overlooked. Unlike other nutrients, it's easily lost through stress, sweating, alcohol, caffeine, and especially medications like diuretics, acid blockers, or blood pressure pills. For seniors, this makes magnesium depletion almost inevitable unless you're consciously replenishing it. And when magnesium drops too low, the symptoms often appear in your legs first: cramps, spasms, heaviness, fatigue, or a strange buzzing sensation under the skin. But magnesium doesn't just work alone. It's a powerful partner to calcium. Without magnesium, calcium has a tendency to behave badly, building up in soft tissues instead of bones, causing stiffness, or even increasing the risk of kidney stones. The two minerals balance each other like yin and yang. Calcium tells your muscles to contract. Magnesium tells them to relax. Without both in harmony, your muscles stay tense, sore, and more prone to painful misfires. Let's talk about where to get magnesium. Fortunately, Vietnam's traditional ingredients offer many excellent sources. Dark leafy greens like rau bina, spinach, and siaizan are rich in magnesium. So are black beans, yuen, which are not only good for the kidneys but also loaded with muscle-calming nutrients. Nuts and seeds, like HT bai, pumpkin seeds, mee, sesame, and HNH-nan, almonds, are fantastic. Avocados, bananas, oats, and whole grains like brown rice also carry good amounts of this essential mineral. Even something as simple as a banana smoothie with oats can provide a decent magnesium boost for the day. Still, for many seniors, food might not be enough. That's when low-dose magnesium supplements come in. Magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate are two of the most bioavailable forms, meaning your body absorbs them more efficiently. They're also gentle on digestion, unlike magnesium oxide, which can cause diarrhea. The typical dose for older adults ranges from 250 to 400 milligrams daily, but it should always be adjusted based on kidney function and overall health. If you have kidney disease, magnesium must be taken with caution and under medical supervision. One question I often get is, when should I take magnesium? The best time is usually in the evening, around dinner, or before bedtime. Magnesium has a calming effect not only on muscles but also on the mind, helping with sleep quality, easing anxiety, and reducing nighttime awakenings due to cramps or discomfort. A small dose of magnesium, paired with a warm bath and some stretching before bed, can become a gentle nightly ritual for leg health and relaxation. Magnesium also plays a surprising role in balance and movement control. It protects nerve endings, supports blood flow, and reduces inflammation in aging muscles. This means your legs don't just feel better, they respond better. You'll notice you can recover faster after walking, stand longer without discomfort, and even feel more confident when stepping off curbs or turning quickly in the kitchen. These aren't minor improvements, they're life-changing in how you experience each day. Let me give you another real-life example. A man from CNTH came to me saying he felt clumsy. He hadn't fallen, but felt like his legs didn't quite obey his mind anymore. We checked his blood magnesium. It was at the low end of normal, but still within range. We didn't wait. We adjusted his diet, gave him 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate daily, and recommended 20 minutes of evening walks. A month later, he told me, "I feel lighter, like my legs are listening again." To recap, magnesium is more than a mineral. It's a muscle protector, nerve harmonizer, and nighttime healer. If you're experiencing cramps, tension, restlessness, or fatigue in your legs, magnesium may be the missing link. It's safe, accessible, and powerful when used with care. Most importantly, it can help restore the peace of mind that comes with sleeping through the night and waking up without fear of pain or imbalance. As we continue this journey, we'll explore another key mineral that also works in silence, yet plays a major role in preventing leg collapse, sudden weakness, and even falls. That mineral is potassium. And once you understand what low potassium does to your nerves and muscles, you'll never look at your banana or baked sweet potato the same way again. Let me take you back to a moment shared by one of my longtime patients, a soft-spoken man in his late 60s who used to enjoy morning walks around the temple near his home. One day, while stepping off a curb, his legs suddenly gave out beneath him. No warning, no pain, just a complete failure of control. Thankfully, he wasn't injured, but the fear lingered. "I didn't trip," he told me. "My legs just didn't work." When we ran his blood tests, the culprit wasn't what most people would expect. It wasn't calcium or arthritis. It was low potassium, a quiet but vital mineral that too often gets ignored until it's too late. Potassium is more than just an electrolyte you sweat out during exercise. For older adults, it's a cornerstone of muscle coordination, balance, and strength. Every time you move your leg, whether it's to take a step, sit down, or pivot while reaching for something, potassium is helping regulate the electrical impulses between your brain, nerves, and muscles. Without it, those signals become weak, delayed, or chaotic, causing everything from minor leg shakiness to complete muscle failure. So why is potassium deficiency such a problem for people over 60? There are a few reasons. First, many seniors take medications like diuretics to control blood pressure or swelling, which flush potassium out of the body faster than it can be replaced. Second, traditional Vietnamese diets, while often rich in vegetables, can lack consistent potassium sources if they rely heavily on white rice, pickled foods, and low-fiber meals. And third, with age comes a reduced ability to retain potassium efficiently, especially if hydration is poor or chronic inflammation is present. When potassium falls below optimal levels, you may notice symptoms like sudden fatigue after walking, muscle spasms, leg heaviness, or trembling when standing still. Some seniors even feel dizzy or lightheaded when changing positions, mistaking these signs for heart problems when they could simply be the result of impaired nerve muscle signaling. But potassium's role goes deeper than just muscle control. It also helps regulate your body's acid-base balance. As we age, our bodies tend to become slightly more acidic due to inflammation, stress, and processed foods. To neutralize this, calcium is often pulled from the bones, weakening them over time. Potassium, especially from fruits and vegetables, helps buffer this acid and reduce calcium loss. This is why diets high in potassium have been shown to slow bone loss and reduce the risk of osteoporosis, particularly in postmenopausal women. You might be wondering, where can I get enough potassium? While bananas are the most well-known source, they're not the only, or even the best, option. A medium-baked potato with the skin provides nearly twice the potassium of a banana. Sweet potatoes, which many Vietnamese love, are another excellent choice. Avocados, spinach, black beans, oranges, coconut water, and pumpkin are all high in potassium and easy to incorporate into daily meals. Imagine starting your day with a bowl of chow koa lang, sweet potato porridge, adding a slice of avocado on your banh mi at lunch, or having a warm bowl of yuen, black bean soup, with dinner. These simple dishes not only satisfy your taste buds, but also give your legs the nutrients they need to move confidently and smoothly. One common question I hear is whether potassium supplements are necessary. In most cases, the answer is no, unless your doctor specifically prescribes them. Potassium supplements, unlike most vitamins, can be dangerous if taken incorrectly. Too much potassium in the blood, called hyperkalemia, can lead to irregular heartbeats or even cardiac arrest. especially for people with kidney problems. That's why, for most people, food-based sources are safer and more effective. However, if you're already on medications that deplete potassium, such as thiazide or loop diuretics, or if you've had blood work showing low potassium, your doctor may recommend small controlled doses, often paired with regular monitoring. But for the average senior aiming to stay strong and prevent leg weakness, your safest path is through the kitchen, not the pharmacy. Let's return to the man I mentioned earlier, the one who collapsed while walking. After reviewing his medications, we worked with his cardiologist to switch him to a potassium-sparing alternative. We also rebuilt his meals around potassium-rich foods: sweet potatoes, bananas, mung beans, and spinach. Within a few weeks, he said, "I feel like my feet are part of my body again." He walks now, not because he has to, but because he wants to. That's the power of a single nutrient doing its job properly. Another critical insight I want to leave with you is that potassium works best in harmony with other nutrients, especially magnesium and vitamin D. Together, these three regulate the electrical and muscular activity that keeps your legs from cramping, twitching, or collapsing. In fact, studies show that older adults who consume adequate levels of all three have up to 70% fewer incidents of nighttime cramps, sudden balance loss, and falls. So what can you do starting today? Begin by gently looking at your plate. Are you eating enough colorful vegetables? Are there legumes or fruits with your meals? Could you swap white rice for brown rice, or add a banana to your morning chow? Could you drink coconut water instead of sugary soft drinks? These changes may seem small, but they're powerful. They're your way of sending support to your legs, step by step, day by day. Your legs carry not only your weight, but your memories, your routines, your independence. Potassium helps them do that quietly, faithfully, and without complaint. And if they've been giving you warning signs, stumbles, cramps, or weakness, don't ignore them. Nourish them. In the next part, we'll uncover a vitamin that plays a more silent role, but without it, all the calcium you've worked so hard to absorb might end up in the wrong places, like your joints or arteries. That vitamin is vitamin K, the quiet director that tells calcium exactly where to go. Most of us grow up hearing how important calcium is for our bones. But what if I told you that calcium, without the right guidance, could actually end up harming you, building up in the wrong places like joints, arteries, or even soft tissue, instead of strengthening your bones? That's where vitamin K steps in. Often overlooked and rarely discussed, vitamin K is the traffic director for calcium. It doesn't just help your body absorb calcium, it tells it where to go. And for older adults, especially those over 60, getting enough vitamin K is one of the most important, yet forgotten, steps in protecting your leg strength, joint flexibility, and overall mobility. Let me explain. Calcium is the building material. Vitamin D is the delivery truck. But vitamin K is the project manager. Without it, calcium might settle in places you don't want, like the walls of your arteries, which can stiffen blood vessels and increase the risk of heart disease, or your knee joints, leading to pain and reduced flexibility. In contrast, with adequate vitamin K, calcium is guided directly into the bones, where it belongs, making them stronger, denser, and more resistant to fractures. This becomes especially crucial as we age, when our natural regulation systems begin to weaken. There are two main forms of vitamin K that are important for seniors: K1 and K2. Vitamin K1 is found mostly in leafy green vegetables: spinach, kale, Ciazon, Bozoi, and BPCI. It supports healthy blood clotting and also contributes to bone health. Vitamin K2, on the other hand, plays a deeper role in bone metabolism and calcium direction. It's found in fermented foods like natto, a traditional Japanese soybean dish, aged cheeses, egg yolks, and liver. K2 stays in your system longer and is particularly effective at helping calcium settle into the skeletal structure. I once treated an elderly woman who had chronic knee stiffness and was taking calcium supplements daily. But she also suffered from arterial calcification, which made her blood pressure harder to manage. Her diet lacked fermented foods, and she had a mild vitamin K deficiency. After shifting her meals to include more leafy greens and adding a slice of aged cheese to her dinner, her joint pain began to ease. Her walking became smoother. "I feel less tight in the knees," she said, smiling as she stood without hesitation. Vitamin K also activates a protein called osteocalcin. This protein helps bind calcium to the bone matrix, basically locking calcium in place so it can do its job properly. Without enough vitamin K, osteocalcin stays inactive, and calcium drifts into the bloodstream, potentially causing more harm than good. Let's take this a step further. Studies from the Tufts University and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that individuals with higher vitamin K intake have significantly lower risks of fractures and higher bone density. In one study, people with low vitamin K intake were 35% more likely to suffer hip fractures than those who consumed it regularly. Think about that. One small vitamin could mean the difference between a harmless stumble and a life-altering injury. But vitamin K isn't just about bones. It also plays a subtle but vital role in joint health and muscle coordination. Many older adults experience low-grade joint inflammation, especially in the knees or hips, that leads to stiffness after sitting or discomfort when walking. Research published in Arthritis and Rheumatology found that seniors with low vitamin K levels experienced more symptoms of knee osteoarthritis. In practice, I've seen this time and again. Those who eat plenty of greens or fermented foods often report less morning stiffness and better flexibility. You might be asking, how do I know if I'm deficient? The signs can be subtle. Easy bruising, prolonged bleeding from cuts, frequent joint stiffness, or even mild bone pain can be early indicators. If you've been taking calcium and vitamin D for a while but still feel weak or sore in your legs, it may be that vitamin K is missing from the puzzle. To support your vitamin K levels, start with simple dietary additions. A bowl of rau mung luke, cingt's tea, or a daily salad with dumi can go a long way. Steam your greens lightly to preserve their nutrients. If your tastes are adventurous, try fermented foods like natto or kimchi. Egg yolks and a few slices of aged cheese also bring in K2, along with healthy fats that improve absorption. Remember, vitamin K is fat-soluble. It's best absorbed when eaten with healthy oils or fatty foods. Now, a very important caution. If you are on blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, do not adjust your vitamin K intake without speaking to your doctor. Vitamin K plays a role in blood clotting, and sudden changes in intake can affect your medication's effectiveness. That said, most modern guidelines now encourage consistent intake of vitamin K-rich foods rather than complete avoidance. If you cannot get enough vitamin K through food, due to appetite issues, digestive problems, or dietary restrictions, your doctor may recommend a low-dose supplement. However, this should always be done under supervision, especially if you're taking any medication that affects clotting or blood pressure. Your legs are a remarkable system. They carry you through your days, help you stand with pride, and give you the freedom to move where you want. But they don't run on muscle alone. They need structure, flexibility, and communication. And vitamin K, while quiet and humble, plays a central role in all of that, protecting your bones, softening your joints, and supporting your movements in ways you may never have imagined. If you've been focusing on calcium and vitamin D, that's excellent. But now it's time to complete the trio. Give calcium the direction it needs. Help your legs stay resilient, your joints stay smooth, and your bones stay dense for the years ahead. In the next section, we'll explore a vitamin that protects the very pathways that allow your brain to talk to your legs, your nerves. Without it, even strong bones and muscles won't help you move confidently. That vitamin is B12, and for seniors, it may be the most vital signal carrier in the entire body. If you've ever felt like your legs don't respond the way they used to, maybe there's a delay between your intention and the movement, or you feel a strange numbness in your feet or a tingling under your toes. It may not be your muscles or joints that are the problem. It may be your nerves. And when it comes to nerve health, one vitamin quietly plays a critical role behind the scenes: vitamin B12. This tiny nutrient, often overshadowed by calcium and vitamin D, is absolutely essential for maintaining strong communication between your brain and your legs. Without it, even the strongest bones and the most toned muscles can't function properly. Vitamin B12 is responsible for producing and maintaining the myelin sheath, a protective covering that surrounds and insulates your nerves. Think of it like the plastic coating on electrical wires. When that sheath is intact, electrical signals travel quickly and smoothly. But when it wears down, often due to a lack of B12, signals become weak, delayed, or completely blocked. For you, this may look like unsteady walking, legs that feel heavy or disconnected, or strange sensations like pins and needles, especially in the feet or ankles. Another overlooked benefit of restoring B12 is improved reflexes. That quick reaction you need to catch yourself if you stumble, that's your nervous system in action. And B12 keeps those response times sharp. In fact, one study published in Neurology International showed that older adults who supplemented with B12 saw measurable improvements in reaction time and leg control after just 12 weeks, especially those who had previously complained of weakness or instability. If you've been experiencing strange sensations in your feet, feeling disconnected from your legs, or simply noticing slower movements or balance concerns, don't ignore them. Your nerves may be signaling a deeper need, and vitamin B12 could be the missing piece. Ask your doctor for a simple test to check your levels. It's fast, inexpensive, and can provide powerful insight into your mobility, energy, and even mental clarity. In the next part of this video, we'll complete the neurological trio by exploring the role of vitamin B6. While less talked about, B6 plays a foundational role in energy, recovery, and nerve transmission. When combined with B12 and folate, it helps restore the body's coordination and gives you back the confidence to move freely again. Now that we've explored the role of vitamin B12 in nerve protection and leg coordination, let's complete what I call the neurological trio with another equally vital nutrient, vitamin B6. If vitamin B12 is the cable that transmits nerve signals and folate is the protective wrap around it, then vitamin B6 is the power converter that ensures everything runs efficiently and without interruption. Without enough B6 in your system, the entire chain of communication between your brain and your legs begins to falter, and that can lead to fatigue, poor coordination, joint stiffness, and a frustrating sense that your legs aren't keeping up with your thoughts. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, supports several key functions in the body, especially for older adults. It helps your nervous system send accurate signals to your muscles, reduces inflammation in joints and soft tissue, and supports the production of hemoglobin, which carries oxygen to every cell in your body, including those in your legs. In other words, B6 fuels both your nerve function and your muscle stamina. Without it, your legs may feel heavy, sluggish, or as one patient described it to me, as if I'm walking in deep mud. Let me share a story. A lovely grandmother from NG that once came to me and said, "Doctor, I used to walk to the market every morning, but now even walking to the gate makes me short of breath and tired." Her blood pressure and heart were fine. Her calcium levels were good, but her vitamin B6 was borderline low. She didn't have any glaring symptoms, just low energy and unsteady legs. We adjusted her diet, added a B-complex supplement, and within a month she returned to her morning walks. "My legs feel lighter now," she told me. I didn't realize how tired they had become. Vitamin B6 is especially important if you've been dealing with chronic leg fatigue, soreness after minimal activity, or delayed recovery after simple tasks like cleaning or gardening. B6 helps regulate neurotransmitters, chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which influence not only movement, but also mood and sleep. When these levels are out of balance, your legs can feel weak and your mind foggy. This explains why some seniors with B6 deficiency also report insomnia, depression, or anxiety alongside their physical symptoms. One of the clearest signs of B6 deficiency is tingling or numbness in the feet and hands, a condition known as peripheral neuropathy. It's often misdiagnosed as diabetic nerve damage or aging, but in reality, it can stem from a lack of this one simple nutrient. I remember a woman in her early 60s who came to my clinic from BNHOA. She was active, still gardening every morning and cooking for her grandchildren. But she complained that her legs felt rubbery, and she often stumbled on flat ground. After listening to her, I ordered a simple blood test. The result? A B12 deficiency, not dangerously low, but enough to affect her nerve signaling. Within 6 weeks of correcting it through food and supplements, her balance improved dramatically. "It's like my feet are back," she said, laughing. Unfortunately, vitamin B12 deficiency is common among older Vietnamese adults, often without obvious symptoms at first. Why? Because as we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which is necessary to absorb B12 from food. On top of that, medications like antacids, metformin for diabetes, and proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux reduce B12 absorption even further. Over time, this leads to low-grade nerve damage that builds slowly and may go unnoticed until it affects daily life. Beyond nerve health, B12 also helps produce red blood cells and supports brain function. That means a deficiency doesn't just cause leg weakness, it can also lead to fatigue, memory problems, and slower reflexes. If you've been feeling tired despite resting, or if your legs feel like they're working in slow motion, it may be worth asking your doctor to check your B12 levels. So how do you get more B12? Unlike many other vitamins, B12 is found only in animal-based foods. This includes meat, fish, like salmon, tuna, and mackerel, eggs, dairy products, liver, and shellfish, especially clams, which are one of the richest natural sources. For older adults who still eat meat regularly, these foods can provide ample B12, but absorption is still the key challenge. If you're vegetarian or eat only small amounts of meat or fish, consider fortified foods like plant-based milk, cereals, or nutritional yeast that have B12 added. Even then, you may need supplements to meet your body's needs. The good news is that B12 supplements are safe, affordable, and well tolerated. They come in pill form, under-the-tongue tablets, sublingual, or even injections if absorption is severely impaired. Most adults over 50 should get about 2.4 micrograms per day, but if you've been deficient, your doctor might recommend a higher dose temporarily, like 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily, to restore balance. And because B12 is water-soluble, any excess is excreted in the urine, meaning the risk of overdose is extremely low. One key point I often emphasize with my older patients is that B12 works best when paired with two other nutrients, vitamin B6 and folate, vitamin B9. Together, these three form what I call the neurological trio. They support each other in repairing nerve tissue, reducing inflammation, and improving circulation to the legs. Many high-quality B-complex supplements include all three, making it easier to get comprehensive support in one tablet. Now, how do you know if your B12 is low without a blood test? Watch for early warning signs like foot numbness, tingling in your toes, burning sensations, difficulty walking in the dark, balance problems, or needing to look at your feet while walking. These symptoms are often mistaken for aging or poor circulation, but they can be early indicators of nerve damage caused by a B12 shortage. I once met an elderly man in A with grave NNG who always walked with his feet far apart. When I asked why, he said, "I don't trust my balance anymore." His legs were strong, his bones were healthy, but his nerves weren't firing correctly. After 6 weeks of B12 supplementation, he could walk normally again, and more importantly, he said, "I feel like I can trust my body." Other warning signs include burning sensations in the soles of the feet, pins and needles that appear after walking short distances, and occasional dizziness when standing. While these symptoms may seem minor, they're often early indicators that your neuromuscular system is under stress and it needs support. So, where do we get B6 naturally? Fortunately, many foods in the Vietnamese diet are excellent sources. B6 is abundant in lean meats like chicken and pork, as well as in fatty fish like salmon and tuna. Bananas, potatoes, avocados, chickpeas, yuca, fortified cereals, and even garlic all offer generous amounts of this vitamin. For an easy daily boost, try starting your morning with a banana, add some sweet potato to lunch, and enjoy grilled fish or stir-fried lean meat for dinner. These simple choices can cover much of your daily B6 needs. For those who struggle with appetite or who have digestive conditions that reduce nutrient absorption, supplementation may be necessary. Most seniors benefit from 1.5 milligrams to 1.7 milligrams of B6 per day. However, like all vitamins, too much can be harmful. High doses, especially over 100 milligrams per day taken long-term, can actually cause nerve damage rather than prevent it. That's why I always recommend consulting a healthcare provider before starting any high-dose regimen. Another group at risk for B6 deficiency includes people on long-term diuretics, hormone therapies, or anti-inflammatory medications. These can deplete B6 or interfere with how the body uses it. Also, seniors with autoimmune conditions or chronic inflammatory diseases often have lower circulating levels of B6, which contributes to muscle and joint discomfort. There's another often forgotten benefit of B6, its role in reducing homocysteine, a compound in the blood that's been linked to inflammation and increased risk of heart disease and nerve damage. Alongside B12 and folate, B6 helps break down homocysteine and protect both your circulation and your nerves, two systems that are vital for strong, responsive legs. Think of it this way: your body is like a well-tuned orchestra. If B12 is the instrument and folate is the sheet music, then B6 is the conductor keeping everything in rhythm. Without it, your steps feel out of sync, your legs lose rhythm, and your movements become hesitant. But when B6 is present and balanced, your nervous system plays in harmony, your muscles follow smoothly, and your legs respond the way they should, with strength, confidence, and grace. One of my favorite simple meals for B6 is grilled sea-thu, mackerel, with steamed koa lang, sweet potato, and a banana for dessert. It's delicious, nourishing, and provides a powerful trio of nutrients: B6, magnesium, and potassium, all of which your legs love. You don't need complicated recipes or expensive ingredients. Just thoughtful choices that align with what your body truly needs at this stage of life. If you're still experiencing muscle fatigue, leg weakness, or slow recovery even after improving your calcium, D, and magnesium intake, it may be time to look at your B vitamin status. Ask your doctor for a blood test that checks B12, folate, and B6 levels together. And don't forget, these nutrients work best as a team. That's why high-quality B-complex supplements are often the best way to support your entire neuromuscular system, especially if you're on a medication regimen or have dietary limitations. In our next section, we'll shift focus from individual nutrients to something just as important: understanding the warning signs your body gives when you're out of balance. Because once you learn to listen to these early whispers, you'll be able to prevent the louder problems that come later. Or if you're experiencing nighttime cramps and poor balance, it might involve both low vitamin D and potassium. The body works as a network. No single vitamin operates in isolation. That's why treating just one symptom without looking at the whole picture often leads to frustration. The good news? Your body is constantly giving you feedback. You just need to tune in. Ask yourself these questions every week. Have my legs felt heavier than usual? Do I get more cramps than before? Am I stumbling more often or hesitating before standing? Do I feel less confident walking in low light or on uneven ground? Are there any strange sensations in my feet or calves? If you answered yes to even two of these, it may be time to evaluate your vitamin intake and perhaps consult your doctor about testing for deficiencies. Most of the critical ones can be detected with a simple blood panel: 25, OH, D for vitamin D, serum B12 and folate, serum magnesium, and potassium levels. These aren't expensive or complicated tests, but they can offer powerful insights into what's really going on beneath the surface. Also, consider your lifestyle. Are you indoors most of the day, avoiding the sun? Are you eating less meat or skipping meals? Are you on medications for blood pressure, reflux, or diabetes? These common factors all increase your risk of nutrient loss or poor absorption. In Vietnam, many older adults eat a consistent diet: rice, vegetables, a bit of fish or pork. While this is generally healthy, it can also lack diversity. Many traditional meals are low in B12, K2, or magnesium unless specific foods like eggs, small fish, tofu, or dark greens are included. Recognizing this and adjusting even a few meals per week can make a big difference. For example, swapping white rice for brown rice once a day, adding a boiled egg to breakfast, or including raw bozoi, spinach, or black beans, more often can provide natural, easy vitamin boosts. One more note: while symptoms are helpful guides, some deficiencies remain silent for years before showing up as bigger problems like fractures, falls, or nerve damage. That's why proactive nutrition and periodic testing are so important, even if you feel fine today. So remember this: your legs are not just bones and muscles. They are a symphony of electrical signals, muscle fibers, blood vessels, and joint tissues, all requiring specific nutrients to work together in harmony. If any one part is undernourished, the entire system feels off. You feel it not just in how you move, but in how you live. In our next section, we'll talk about how to use that knowledge to your advantage, specifically how to choose between food and supplements to meet your body's needs. Because once you understand what works best for you after 60, you can build a routine that supports stronger legs every single day. Now that we've explored the 7 essential vitamins and minerals that support strong, steady legs, vitamins D, K, B12, B6, calcium, magnesium, and potassium, there's a question I hear almost daily from older adults. Should I get these nutrients from food or take supplements? It's a smart question, especially as we age. Because while food remains our best source of nourishment, certain age-related changes make it harder for the body to absorb everything it needs from diet alone. The key is not to choose one or the other, but to understand when food is enough, when supplements are needed, and how to use both safely and effectively. Let's start with food. For most people over 60, the foundation of vitamin and mineral intake should still come from real, whole food. Why? Because nutrients from food are naturally balanced, absorbed more gently, and come with a host of supporting compounds like fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats. These all work together to help your body process vitamins better. Many people assume that if something is wrong with their body, especially their legs, it will show up in a dramatic way: a fall, severe pain, or visible swelling. But in reality, the most dangerous changes often begin quietly. The body doesn't shout at first. It whispers. A slight tremble in your knee when you stand. A mild cramp at night that goes away with a stretch. A heavy feeling in your legs when you walk upstairs. These subtle signals are often the first signs of a vitamin imbalance, and if ignored, they can lead to long-term weakness, reduced mobility, or even serious injury. As someone who has cared for many patients over 60, I've learned to watch for these early warning signs. And more importantly, I've learned to teach others how to spot them for themselves. Because the sooner you recognize a deficiency, the sooner you can correct it and protect your independence, safety, and quality of life. Let's begin with one of the most common and overlooked symptoms: unexplained leg fatigue. If you feel like your legs tire easily after doing something as simple as walking around your home, sweeping the yard, or standing for 10 to 15 minutes, this could be a red flag. It's often linked to low levels of magnesium, vitamin D, or B-complex vitamins like B6 and B12. These nutrients are responsible for muscle recovery, nerve signaling, and energy metabolism. Without them, your muscles fatigue faster than they should, even with light activity. Another subtle sign is poor balance. Many seniors chalk it up to age, but when you start to feel unsure on your feet, or need to hold onto walls, chairs, or door frames more often, you may be dealing with a deficiency that's affecting your neuromuscular coordination. Vitamin D, B12, and potassium all play major roles here. When your nerves don't fire correctly, or your muscles don't contract smoothly, your body's natural sense of stability becomes unreliable, often without you realizing it. Cramps, especially at night, are another clue. These sharp, sudden spasms in the calf, thigh, or foot may seem like isolated events, but if they happen frequently, it usually points to a lack of magnesium, potassium, or calcium. Many of my patients think it's just dehydration, but when they increase their water intake and still get cramps, the real issue is often a mineral imbalance. And sometimes, the body gives a warning even earlier: restlessness in the legs before bed, a twitching sensation, or a creeping tightness that's hard to explain. Then there are the signs in your skin, nails, and sensations. Tingling in your toes. A numb spot under your heel. brittle toenails that break easily, cold feet even in warm weather. These small discomforts may not seem related to vitamins, but they often are. B12 deficiency can cause numbness or a cotton-like feeling under the feet. Low calcium or magnesium can lead to nail changes and circulatory issues. I once had a gentleman in his late 60s whose only symptom was that his feet always felt cold. Blood tests revealed low vitamin B12 and borderline magnesium. With gentle correction, his circulation improved and the sensation faded. Other red flags include muscle twitching, prolonged soreness after light activity, and slow wound healing, such as cuts on the legs or feet taking longer than expected to close. All of these can be signs that the body's repair systems are undernourished. Vitamins like D, K, and B6 play a vital role in muscle tissue recovery and skin regeneration. When they're lacking, healing slows, stiffness lingers, and even minor injuries feel harder to bounce back from. Now, here's an often missed point. Multiple mild symptoms together often mean more than one deficiency. For example, if you're feeling both leg fatigue and occasional numbness, it could be a combined deficiency in B12 and magnesium. For example, eating Ca-thu, mackerel, or Ca-high, salmon, doesn't just give you vitamin D, it also gives you omega-3s, which reduce inflammation and support heart health. Similarly, leafy greens like spinach offer not just magnesium and vitamin K, but also folate and iron. Traditional Vietnamese dishes already include many beneficial ingredients. A breakfast of chow wai and mch, oat porridge, with banana and chia seeds can cover a good amount of your magnesium, potassium, and B6 needs. A lunch with tofu, steamed dark greens, and brown rice supports your calcium and vitamin K intake. And a dinner with sardines, sweet potatoes, and sautéed garlic provides a broad mix of vitamin D, potassium, and magnesium. When varied and intentional, food can deliver nearly everything your legs need to stay healthy. But here's where things get tricky. After age 60, your body's ability to absorb nutrients decreases. You produce less stomach acid, which affects B12 and calcium absorption. Your skin is less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. You may eat less overall due to smaller appetite or dental issues. And many older adults are on medications, like metformin, antacids, or diuretics, that further deplete or block essential nutrients. That's when supplements become not just helpful, but sometimes necessary. Let's look at the most common ones. Vitamin D. This is the most frequently needed supplement for seniors, especially those who stay indoors or avoid direct sun. Blood tests often reveal low levels even in people who eat well. For most older adults, a daily supplement of 800 to 1000 IU of vitamin D3 is safe and effective. If your blood level is very low, your doctor may prescribe higher doses temporarily. Always take vitamin D with a meal that includes fat, as it's fat-soluble. Calcium. If your diet is rich in tofu, small fish, greens, and fortified soy milk, you may not need a supplement. But for those who avoid dairy or have osteoporosis, calcium supplements may help. Just be sure to choose the right form. Calcium citrate is better absorbed, especially for people with low stomach acid. Don't take more than 500 to 600 milligrams at once, and always pair it with vitamin D for better absorption. Magnesium. Many seniors are mildly deficient in magnesium due to medication use and low vegetable intake. If you suffer from cramps, twitching, or restless legs, magnesium supplementation may help. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are both gentle and effective. Start with 200 to 300 milligrams at night and adjust as needed. Vitamin B12. As mentioned in Part 7, even if you eat meat, B12 absorption declines with age. If you have numbness, poor balance, or fatigue, get tested. Supplements come in tablets, sublingual drops, or injections for those with severe deficiency. A daily dose of 500 to 1000 micrograms is safe and effective. Vitamin B6. Usually available in sufficient amounts from food, but if you're on medications that deplete B6 or have persistent nerve symptoms, supplementation in the range of 1.5 to 2 milligrams daily may be useful. Do not take high doses without supervision. as long-term overuse can cause nerve damage. Potassium. This is best obtained from food. High-dose potassium supplements can be dangerous, especially for people with kidney issues. Bananas, sweet potatoes, black beans, and avocados are excellent sources. If your blood potassium is low due to medication, your doctor will guide supplementation carefully. Vitamin K. If you regularly eat leafy greens like cyathea, bong siai zan, or rau mung, you're likely getting enough vitamin K1. Vitamin K2 is harder to get but can be found in natto, aged cheese, and egg yolks. If you're on blood thinners, speak to your doctor before changing your vitamin K intake or taking supplements. Now let's talk about safety. Many older adults think more is better and buy multivitamins or high-dose supplements without guidance. This can be risky. Too much calcium without K2 can lead to artery calcification. Excess B6 over long periods can cause nerve damage. High doses of vitamin D without magnesium can lead to calcium imbalance. This is why I always recommend 3 things. Start with food first. Review your meals and see if you can make small changes, adding a boiled egg, swapping white rice for brown, or including a serving of fish twice a week. Test before you guess. If you suspect a deficiency, ask your doctor for a blood test. It's inexpensive and gives you a clear picture of what you need and what you don't. Choose quality, not quantity. If you take supplements, opt for trusted brands with proper labeling. Avoid products that claim to be super doses or promise instant results. Your goal is balance, not extremes. I've seen dozens of seniors regain energy, balance, and strength just by correcting a few deficiencies. One gentleman from CNGI told me, "I thought I was just getting old. But after fixing my vitamin D and B12, I feel like myself again." His story isn't unique. It's common when we match the right solution to the right problem. In summary, the best approach is a thoughtful blend of nutrient-rich meals and targeted supplementation. You don't need to take a dozen pills a day. Just pay attention to how you feel, what your plate looks like, and what your doctor recommends. Think of it like gardening. Feed the soil with good food, water it with movement and sunlight, and use a little fertilizer, supplements, only when needed. In the next section, we'll bring everything together by looking at how specific vitamins work best when paired, and why combining the right ones can multiply their benefits. This synergy is the secret to unlocking your leg strength and protecting your independence long into the future. By now, you've learned that vitamins and minerals don't work in isolation. They operate as a team, each one supporting the others, reinforcing their effects, and filling in where the body needs extra help. And when it comes to keeping your legs strong, your balance steady, and your steps confident, there's one trio that stands out above the rest: vitamin D, magnesium, and potassium. I like to call them the stability trio, because together, they create the invisible force field that helps prevent falls, cramps, and slow, creeping weakness that so many older adults experience after 60. Let's start with vitamin D, the leader of the group. As we've already discussed in earlier parts, vitamin D plays a powerful role in muscle coordination, reflex response, and balance. But its real strength lies in its ability to enhance neuromuscular function. It boosts protein synthesis, activates fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for catching you if you stumble, and supports calcium absorption into bones. Without vitamin D, your body becomes slower to react, and the risk of falling increases with every step. Now, add magnesium to the mix. Magnesium is the calming mineral. While vitamin D gets your muscles ready for action, magnesium ensures that action is smooth, controlled, and pain-free. It prevents muscle overactivity, reduces nighttime leg cramps, and acts as a gatekeeper for nerve transmissions. If your muscles are constantly tight, twitchy, or fatigued, magnesium is likely running low. But when restored, it helps relax tension, reduce inflammation, and improve overall movement efficiency. Then comes potassium, the final piece of the trio. Potassium is the conductor of electrical signals in the body. Every time you lift your foot, turn, or shift your balance, thousands of electrical impulses are firing through your nerves and muscles. Potassium ensures these signals arrive on time, and that muscles respond precisely, not too late, not too early. When potassium levels drop, you may feel your legs give out unexpectedly, or experience trembling, jerky movements, or sudden cramps. But when potassium is present in the right amount, your body moves with grace and control. Together, these three create a synergy that's greater than the sum of their parts. When vitamin D improves your muscle tone, magnesium supports muscle relaxation, and potassium sharpens the timing of nerve signals, your legs work in perfect rhythm. You can walk longer, stand stronger, and recover faster. This is not just theory, it's supported by research. A 2023 review published in Current Rheumatology Reports found that older adults who maintained optimal levels of vitamin D, magnesium, and potassium experienced up to 70% fewer falls, nighttime cramps, and sudden leg fatigue compared to those who were deficient in one or more of them. But let me make this more personal. I remember an elderly couple from Awithgrave LT, both in their 70s, who came to see me for completely different reasons. The husband had frequent leg cramps that woke him at night. His wife, meanwhile, had recently fallen while hanging laundry and was afraid to walk alone. When we tested their levels, both were deficient in vitamin D and magnesium, and mildly low in potassium. We adjusted their meals, added gentle sun exposure in the mornings, and gave them small, targeted supplements. After 6 weeks, the cramps stopped. She began walking around her home without assistance. They both said the biggest change wasn't just in their legs, it was in their confidence. That's the beauty of this trio. It doesn't just support your body, it restores your trust in your own movements. So, how do you make sure you're getting enough of all three? For vitamin D, prioritize 15 to 30 minutes of early morning sun, especially before 9 a.m. Eat fatty fish like salmon or sardines twice a week, egg yolks, and vitamin D fortified milk or soy milk. If you stay indoors often or have dark skin, consider a D3 supplement of 800 to 1000 IU daily. For magnesium, eat dark leafy greens, spinach, bozoi, beans, oats, pumpkin seeds, sesame, almonds, bananas, and tofu. A bedtime snack of oats with banana and chia seeds is a great magnesium booster. If you're still getting cramps, a supplement of 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or citrate may be helpful. For potassium, load your plate with sweet potatoes, avocados, black beans, bananas, oranges, coconut water, and spinach. These foods are rich in potassium and easy on digestion. Avoid potassium supplements unless prescribed by a doctor, especially if you have kidney issues or take heart medications. And don't forget hydration. Even the best nutrient intake won't work well if your body is dehydrated. Water helps transport minerals like potassium and magnesium to your muscles and nerves. Aim to drink small amounts regularly throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. Many seniors unknowingly suffer from mild dehydration, which can make symptoms worse. The other piece of the puzzle is movement. These nutrients support your legs, but your legs must also be used. Gentle exercises like walking, tai chi, leg raises, or water aerobics not only strengthen your muscles but also improve circulation, helping your body deliver nutrients where they need it most. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day can help activate the vitamins and minerals you're working hard to consume. Now, one word of caution. If you're taking multiple supplements, make sure they don't interact. Some multivitamins contain high levels of calcium, which can compete with magnesium absorption if taken together. Always read labels and, if possible, space out your supplements. One in the morning, one at lunch, one at dinner, rather than taking everything at once. To help you remember, I often suggest this simple routine. Morning, vitamin D with a breakfast that includes healthy fats, like eggs or avocado. Midday, potassium-rich meal, sweet potato, banana, coconut water. Evening, magnesium-rich dinner, spinach, beans, and a light supplement before bed if needed. This rhythm aligns with your body's natural energy and repair cycles, and over time, it becomes a habit that protects you every single day. In closing, I want you to know this: the fear of falling, the discomfort of cramps, and the frustration of weak legs are not inevitable parts of aging. They are often symptoms of imbalance. and with knowledge, they can be addressed. By focusing on this trio, vitamin D, magnesium, and potassium, you're giving your body the tools it needs to walk freely, sleep peacefully, and live with confidence. In the next part, we'll explore small but powerful daily food tweaks that can make these nutrient gains easier to maintain. Because when meals are delicious and healing, your legs won't just feel stronger, they'll carry you joyfully into each new day. Sometimes, when people hear the word diet, they think of restrictions, cutting out sugar, lowering carbs, avoiding fat. But when we're talking about rebuilding leg strength after 60, diet isn't about cutting back. It's about adding the right things in small and sustainable ways. You don't need to overhaul your entire eating pattern overnight. In fact, the most powerful improvements often come from tiny, consistent changes that make your meals more nutrient-dense, especially when it comes to supporting your muscles, bones, and nerves. Let's start with breakfast. Most Vietnamese seniors enjoy a light morning meal, perhaps chow, rice porridge, a banh mi, or just tea and a boiled egg. But with a few tweaks, this quiet ritual can become a powerful source of leg-friendly nutrients. For example, swap plain white porridge for chow ynmch, oatmeal. Just half a bowl with a banana and a sprinkle of chia seeds gives you fiber, magnesium, potassium, and B6. Or, if you prefer savory, try adding shredded ca high, salmon, to your porridge or topping your banh mi with avocado instead of margarine. These small switches take just seconds, but the benefits build over time. Midday meals are another opportunity. A simple lunch of CMTRNG with a bit of THTCO and rau mung can be transformed by changing just 1 or 2 ingredients. Swap white rice for a mix of brown and white. Half and half is a great starting point. Brown rice retains more magnesium, B vitamins, and fiber, helping your body regulate energy more evenly and keeping your leg muscles fueled longer. Add a boiled egg or a slice of tofu braised in turmeric. Not only does this add flavor, but also provides protein, calcium, and anti-inflammatory benefits. When it comes to greens, focus on variety. Rau lang, ci bozoi, bong ci zan, broccoli, and ci thea are all rich in magnesium, vitamin K, and folate. Steam or stir-fry them with a dash of sesame oil, not only for taste but because healthy fats improve vitamin absorption. Consider adding a few black beans or chickpeas to your soups or salads. They're full of potassium and B6 and blend seamlessly with traditional Vietnamese dishes. Snacking is often overlooked, but it's one of the easiest ways to sneak in nutrients that support leg health. Instead of cookies or sugary biscuits, try a small handful of HT Bai, pumpkin seeds, HNH nan, almonds, or a boiled sweet potato with a sprinkle of cinnamon. These snacks are not only satisfying but also packed with magnesium, potassium, and complex carbohydrates, perfect for maintaining stable energy levels in the afternoon. Dinner should be nourishing, but not heavy. It's the perfect time to get a final dose of the nutrients your body needs for overnight repair. A simple Kansi Nu Tom, mustard green soup with shrimp, gives you calcium, vitamin K, and lean protein. A piece of grilled fish, like Ca Thu or CANC, provides vitamin D and omega-3s. Add a small serving of brown rice or corn, and you've created a meal that supports both your bones and your nervous system. Now let's talk about the unsung hero of every meal, timing. Many seniors eat only 2 meals a day or skip dinner. While this might be habit or convenience, spacing your meals helps your body absorb and utilize vitamins more efficiently. Nutrients like calcium and magnesium compete for absorption, so spreading your intake throughout the day makes it more effective. A morning source of vitamin D, a midday boost of potassium, and an evening infusion of magnesium creates a rhythm that mirrors your body's energy needs. Another key point is hydration. Without enough fluids, your muscles can cramp, your circulation slows, and your legs may feel stiff or heavy. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Instead, sip warm water, herbal teas, or light broths throughout the day. A glass of NC Da tea, fresh coconut water, a few times per week is a great natural source of potassium and electrolytes. Let me share a story from one of my patients, a gentle 74-year-old woman from Tra Vinh. She struggled with leg cramps and weakness, but didn't want to take pills. "I'm afraid of side effects," she told me. So we created a simple plan: oatmeal and banana in the morning, sweet potato with her lunch, and a serving of UNHM, black bean stew, once a week. She started drinking more water and replaced her white rice with a brown-white mix. After just 1 month, she said the nighttime cramps had disappeared, and her legs felt quicker, especially when rising from bed. This is the beauty of small dietary upgrades. They don't feel like a chore. They fit into your routine. And they empower you, not only physically, but emotionally, because you're actively taking control of your health in a way that feels natural. Here are 5 simple daily swaps you can make starting tomorrow. White rice half white, half brown rice. Sweet snack boiled sweet potato or banana with cinnamon. Morning tea only add 1 boiled egg or oatmeal with seeds. Fried side dishes steamed greens with sesame oil. Sugary drinks coconut water or warm herbal teas. And remember, balance matters more than perfection. If you miss a day or eat less 1 week, don't worry. What matters is the trend over time, building meals that nourish your legs, your nerves, and your bones consistently. As we near the final chapters of this journey, I want you to keep this in mind. Food is not just fuel. It's medicine. And with every thoughtful bite, you're not only reducing pain or preventing falls, you're preserving your freedom, your confidence, and your joy in daily movement. In the next part, we'll complement these dietary habits by discussing gentle exercises that activate your leg muscles, stimulate circulation, and help your body put these nutrients to work. Because no matter how healthy your diet is, it's movement that completes the healing process. You've now taken important steps, learning about the essential vitamins that support your legs, spotting early signs of deficiency, and making simple food changes to bring those nutrients into your body. But there's one more critical piece of the puzzle. Even if you eat perfectly and take supplements, without movement, your body may not fully absorb and utilize those nutrients. Exercise is what turns on your muscles and bones, signaling to your body, we need strength here. Build it. And after age 60, this signal becomes more important than ever. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. In fact, intense exercise can sometimes backfire for older adults. What your legs need is consistent, gentle, functional movement, the kind that engages your muscles, improves blood flow, supports joint mobility, and reinforces neuromuscular pathways. And when combined with good nutrition, these movements act like a delivery system for calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and other leg-supporting nutrients. Let's begin with one of the most accessible and underrated exercises: walking. A 20 to 30-minute daily walk, especially outdoors in the early morning sunlight, does wonders for your vitamin D synthesis, leg circulation, and reflex maintenance. Try walking on a mix of surfaces: grass, pavement, and even gently uneven terrain, like in a garden. This helps challenge the stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and knees. Walking not only strengthens your legs, it teaches them how to respond, keeping your balance sharp. Another powerful yet gentle practice is Tai Chi, often called meditation in motion. Tai Chi improves leg strength, joint flexibility, and coordination. The slow, deliberate movements help retrain your nervous system while strengthening your core and lower limbs. Studies show that seniors who practice Tai Chi regularly experience fewer falls, better reflexes, and a stronger sense of body control. In Vietnam, many local parks offer Tai Chi sessions in the early morning. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make a difference when practiced consistently. For those who prefer home routines, simple chair-based exercises can be just as effective. Try seated leg lifts. Sit upright, extend one leg forward, hold for 5 seconds, then slowly lower. Repeat with the other leg. Do this 10 times per side. This engages your quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of your thighs, helping you rise from chairs and climb stairs with greater ease. Another excellent routine is heel-to-toe walking along a hallway or holding a wall for support. This strengthens your calf muscles and improves foot coordination. Or practice heel raises. Standing behind a chair, hold the backrest and slowly lift your heels off the floor, standing on your toes for 5 seconds before lowering. Repeat 10 to 15 times daily. These movements not only increase blood flow to the legs, but also support magnesium and calcium absorption into the muscle fibers and bones. Don't forget hip and glute exercises, especially for improving stability. One of the simplest is the bridge pose. Lie on your back with knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your hips while squeezing your glutes. Hold for 5 seconds and lower. This strengthens the entire lower body chain, hips, hamstrings, and calves, which are essential for fall prevention and proper leg movement. For those dealing with joint stiffness or arthritis, water-based exercises are a gentle and effective option. Swimming or water walking removes pressure from the joints while allowing full range of motion. Many community pools offer senior swim hours or aqua aerobics programs tailored for older adults. Even moving your legs while seated in a shallow tub can help stimulate blood flow and reduce stiffness. Now let's talk about frequency. You don't need to do every movement daily. Instead, think in terms of routine. Aim for daily, light walking, 20 to 30 minutes, stretching, 3x a week, strength exercises, heel raises, leg lifts, bridges, or 2x a week, balance or coordination training, tai chi, heel-to-toe walk. As needed, water therapy or massage to reduce soreness and improve circulation. The key is consistency, not intensity. The body responds to regular stimulation, just like a plant that grows steadily with daily sunlight and water, rather than being flooded all at once. I often tell my patients, your legs don't need punishment. They need attention. And here's something important. Exercise enhances nutrient delivery. When you move your muscles, you stimulate circulation. That means more oxygen, more calcium, more potassium, more B vitamins, all carried through the blood and delivered exactly where your body needs the most. Movement also improves lymphatic flow, helping remove waste products and reduce inflammation. It's like cleaning and rebuilding your house at the same time. Let me share the story of a 68-year-old man from Bin DNG. He came to me with leg pain, stiffness, and fear of falling. We didn't start with any pills. Instead, I had him walk for 10 minutes every morning, add 2 leg exercises, and stretch before bed. After 3 weeks, his confidence returned. After 6 weeks, he was walking to the market again. By 2 months, he was leading stretching sessions with his neighbors. All of this was supported by simple diet changes, extra greens, fortified milk, and a B-complex supplement. It's never too late to move again. Your body may be slower, but it still responds. It still builds. And the results are not just physical, they're emotional. Movement gives you pride. It gives you freedom. It tells your body, I'm still here, and I still want to live well. If you feel stiff today, start small. Raise your heels while brushing your teeth. March your legs while sitting on the couch. Do 5 slow knee bends while holding the back of a chair. The important thing is to start. The nutrients you've learned about in this video, the calcium, magnesium, D, potassium, B12, and more, will begin to show their power once you give them a reason to work. In our next section, we'll look at what most seniors overlook when it comes to leg health. You'll discover the blind spots that even careful eaters and walkers sometimes miss, and how to correct them before they lead to serious issues. By now, you've discovered how critical vitamins, minerals, food, and movement are to maintaining strong, steady legs after 60. But even with the best intentions, balanced meals, gentle exercise, and supplements, many older adults still struggle with leg cramps, weakness, or instability. Why? Because there are hidden factors that most seniors overlook. These aren't about what you eat or how you move. They're about how your body processes, responds, and communicates. And these blind spots, if left unchecked, can quietly erode your progress, no matter how well you follow the basics. Let's start with one of the biggest but least discussed factors, inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation becomes more common as we age. It doesn't always come with pain or swelling. It can simply show up as fatigue, stiffness, or that sluggish feeling in your legs. Inflammation reduces the body's ability to absorb nutrients, weakens muscles, and impairs nerve signaling. Even if you're getting enough vitamin D, B12, or magnesium, inflammation can block their effectiveness. And what causes it? Processed foods, excess sugar, untreated infections, high stress, poor sleep, and even environmental toxins like air pollution. The solution begins with reducing inflammatory triggers. Cut back on sugary snacks and deep-fried street food. Choose more whole foods, especially those with anti-inflammatory power, like turmeric, NGH, ginger, GNG, garlic, fish rich in omega-3s, dark leafy greens, and berries. Drink warm herbal teas such as Tra-GNG or Tra-HOACUC. These not only soothe the body but also support digestion and blood flow, essential for healthy legs. Another overlooked issue is poor circulation. Your legs are the farthest point from your heart, and they rely heavily on strong blood flow to receive oxygen and nutrients. If your circulation is slow, even the best nutrition can't reach your leg muscles in time. Cold feet, visible veins, swelling in the ankles, or a pins and needles sensation are all signs. Many seniors experience these symptoms but dismiss them as normal aging. They are not. They're signs your body is asking for help. To boost circulation, elevate your legs for 10 to 15 minutes each evening. Massage your calves or use a warm towel compress before bed. Practice ankle rolls, toe wiggling, and gentle leg stretches throughout the day. These movements stimulate blood flow and help deliver vitamins like B6, magnesium, and potassium directly where they need it. A third blind spot is medication interference. Many seniors take daily medications for blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, or heart conditions. What's often forgotten is that these medications can quietly deplete essential nutrients over time. For example, diuretics, Thucli-Tu, flush out potassium and magnesium. Metformin, widely used for diabetes, lowers vitamin B12 levels. Proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux can reduce calcium and magnesium absorption. You may be eating well but still falling behind on these nutrients because your medications are slowly emptying your body's reserves. This is why it's so important to monitor your vitamin levels with blood tests, especially if you're on long-term medication. Discuss with your doctor or pharmacist whether any of your prescriptions could be affecting your nutrient status and what to do about it. In some cases, a targeted supplement can prevent the side effects of the medication without changing your prescription. Another often missed factor is stress and poor sleep. You might not connect mental strain with leg health, but chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which weakens muscles, disrupts circulation, and increases inflammation. Poor sleep reduces your body's ability to repair tissues overnight. If you wake up feeling stiff or heavy in the legs, it could be because your nervous system hasn't had time to fully recover. To improve sleep quality, keep a consistent bedtime routine. Avoid screens at least 30 minutes before sleeping. Drink a warm herbal tea or soak your feet in warm water with a bit of salt or GNG. Practice 5 minutes of deep breathing before bed. These small habits help calm the nervous system and allow your body to make better use of nutrients during nighttime repair. Let me share the story of Mr. Lamb, a 70-year-old man from Hu. He came to me frustrated. "I eat all the right things," he said. "I walk every day, but my legs still ache and cramp at night." We dug deeper and discovered that he was on a diuretic, had been sleeping poorly, and was under constant stress caring for his sick wife. His vitamin levels were borderline, and he hadn't had proper rest in months. We created a new plan, added magnesium and B12 supplements, introduced 15 minutes of leg elevation and breathing exercises nightly, and adjusted his meals slightly. Within 4 weeks, his cramps disappeared. It wasn't just the food, he told me, it was how I was living. That's the truth most people miss. Leg health isn't only physical, it's holistic. It involves your nerves, your blood, your mind, your habits, and your emotions. You can't separate them. If one is off balance, your legs will tell you, even before you notice the bigger problems. So here's a checklist of overlooked areas most seniors forget to evaluate. Do you take medications that affect nutrient absorption? Do you sleep poorly or wake with leg stiffness? Do you drink enough water consistently? Do you frequently eat deep-fried or sugary snacks? Are you under ongoing emotional or physical stress? Do you get regular sun exposure? If you said yes to 2 or more, it's time to take a deeper look, not to criticize yourself, but to empower yourself. These aren't signs of failure. They're reminders that your legs and your body need support in more than one area. And the beautiful truth is, every part you improve helps the others. Better sleep enhances circulation. Less stress improves nutrient absorption. A more colorful diet reduces inflammation. And with each improvement, your legs carry you forward with more strength and less pain. In our final chapter, we'll bring all of this together into a daily checklist, your simple, actionable guide to keeping your legs strong, stable, and pain-free every single day. You've learned the why. Now it's time to use it as a tool to protect your independence and your joy for years to come. You've come a long way. Over the past chapters, you've learned how essential nutrients like vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, B12, and B6 work together to support your legs. You've explored the hidden reasons behind weakness, cramps, and instability. And you've seen how simple habits, from food to movement to sleep, can help you regain strength and confidence. But knowledge is only as powerful as the action it leads to. That's why, in this final part, I want to give you something simple, practical, and easy to follow, a daily checklist. Think of it as your roadmap, a few small steps each day to protect your legs, prevent decline, and keep you walking tall. Let's begin with morning routines, because how you start your day often shapes everything else. Sunshine for 15 minutes. If possible, go outside before 9 a.m., roll up your sleeves, and let the morning sun gently touch your arms and legs. This jumpstarts your body's vitamin D production and wakes up your muscles. If sunlight isn't available, take your vitamin D3 supplement with a small meal containing healthy fat, like an egg or avocado. Hydration first. Drink a glass of warm water before breakfast. It helps blood circulation and muscle function. Dehydration, even mild, can lead to leg cramps, fatigue, and stiffness. Leg activation. While brushing your teeth or waiting for tea, do a few gentle movements, heel raises, ankle rolls, or a few steps in place. This improves blood flow and signals your legs to get ready for the day. Next comes your nutrition throughout the day, fueling your legs with the right vitamins and minerals. Eat one potassium-rich food. Choose from bananas, sweet potatoes, avocado, spinach, or black beans. Potassium keeps your muscles responsive and prevents sudden weakness or cramps. Include magnesium. Add greens like bozoi, a handful of pumpkin seeds, almonds, or oats. Magnesium soothes the muscles and supports nerve coordination. Focus on protein plus calcium. Tofu, sardines, eggs, or yogurt help maintain bone mass and muscle repair. Combine with vitamin K sources like dark leafy greens to direct calcium to your bones, not your arteries. B vitamins every day. A boiled egg, lean meat, fish, or a bowl of fortified cereal gives your body the B6 and B12 it needs for nerve health and energy. If you eat little meat, consider a B-complex supplement after checking with your doctor. Avoid the wrong foods. Limit deep-fried snacks, excessive salt, or sugary drinks that increase inflammation and deplete magnesium and potassium. Instead, try and see Da tea or herbal teas. Throughout the day, stay physically engaged, even with small movements. Walk for 20 to 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be all at once. 3 walks of 10 minutes each are just as effective. Movement activates muscle fibers, delivers nutrients, and trains your balance. Do 2 to 3 strength or balance exercises, heel raises, bridges, seated leg lifts, or Tai Chi poses. These strengthen the stabilizer muscles that prevent falls and build long-term resilience. Elevate your legs in the evening. Place your legs on a small pillow or against a wall for 10 to 15 minutes. This reduces swelling, improves venous return, and gives your legs time to rest and heal. Stretch before sleep. A few gentle stretches for your calves, thighs, and hips help release tightness and prevent nighttime cramps. Combine with deep breathing or a warm bath to support restful sleep. Finally, don't forget your mindset and monitoring, the part most seniors skip. Listen to your legs. Are they more tired than usual? Cramping? Unsteady? These are not just signs of aging. They may be signals that your nutrition or rest needs adjusting. Respond early. Check your medications. Talk to your doctor about which prescriptions may be depleting key vitamins. Common ones include diuretics, reduce potassium and magnesium, metformin, lowers B12, and acid blockers, impair calcium and magnesium absorption. Test at least twice a year. If you're over 60, ask your doctor for basic blood panels to check vitamin D, B12, magnesium, potassium, and calcium levels. These simple tests can prevent serious mobility issues down the line. Celebrate small wins. Walked farther than yesterday? Had fewer cramps last night? Made a better food choice? Acknowledge it. Your progress may be quiet, but it's powerful. You see, strong legs aren't built in a day. They're built from daily deposits, small, steady actions that compound over time. Every nutrient you give your body, every stretch you do, every mindful step you take adds to a stronger, safer foundation beneath you. And the best part? You're not just improving your legs. You're preserving your independence. You're protecting your ability to cook your own meals, go to the market, visit family, take walks by the river, and do the things that make life full and joyful. I'll leave you with this thought. Your legs are more than limbs. They are your connection to the earth, to your daily routines, to your freedom. Don't wait until a fall or a fracture to take them seriously. Start now. Start gently. Start with one walk, one glass of water, one serving of greens. You've already done the hardest part, learning what matters. Now all that's left is to live it, one step at a time. If you've ever struggled to climb stairs, rise from a chair, or simply felt your legs don't move like they used to, you're not alone. What we often blame on just getting older is, in many cases, a sign that your body is missing the building blocks it needs. Vitamins that once came easily but now require more intention. We've walked through 7 essential nutrients that protect your muscles, support your bones, keep your nerves sharp, and give your legs the strength they need to carry you through life with confidence. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving independence, dignity, and the joy of moving without fear. Whether it's starting your day with a dose of sunshine, choosing a sweet potato over a sugary snack, or asking your doctor about your B12 levels, each small habit can become the turning point for your legs. Because strong steps don't come from luck, they come from daily, loving choices. So, ask yourself, what can you change today? A new food on your plate? A 10-minute walk? A glass of water in the morning? These tiny shifts build the strong, steady future you deserve. Your legs are your lifeline. Protect them with care, feed them with purpose, and walk forward knowing that every step is part of something bigger, a life lived fully, freely, and fearlessly.